Meditation is easy. Hell no, you may say. I hate it. I can't do it. I tried it. It didn't work. So why did you click on this video then? Oh, maybe you hope that there may be a way? Well, there are several ways even. So in this video I will share with you how I went from hating it to loving it. And I tried it the hard way first, didn't work, so I chose an easy way, and it did work. And today I can even meditate for an hour, easily, sometimes 2 hours. So let go of all the preconceptions that you already have. Let go for now of your previous experiences and just be open to hear what I have to share, which is what I did and why, so that you may get inspired to choose what works for you, and so that you can also reach that level of inner peace that I reached, which was not there at all. Maybe I should have started with this. So probably if you're watching this online, you will say, yeah, but you actually did start with it. Well, maybe I'll edit it back into the beginning, I don't know. But for now, get comfortable, shut down other distractions, and let's dive into this. Like, subscribe, and share. Before we dive into the video, I would like to remind you that if during or after the video you feel the need for some guidance, for some help in resolving certain personal problems, they can be personal life or work related even. If you feel a blockage that you want to lift, or a trauma you want to heal, a wound, deep wound that you want to heal, or you simply feel the need for a mentor who's there throughout a longer period of your life to guide you on your path, to hold you accountable, to hold mirrors to you, to give you some feedback, then contact me. Meditation. Ooh, you need to sit in a certain position. You need to sit still for hours and hours. You need to hold your hands in a certain way. You need to close your eyes. You need to make noises like or be recitating certain texts like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, or other things. Maybe you need to wear a special cloth like Buddhist monks. Or you don't need to wear anything because you might do it naked, or you will not even be sitting or laying because you'll be standing or walking. There are many different ways. But first I will share with you the beginning. How did it all start for me? How did I get from really hating it to loving it today? To it being easy for me? And how I helped others do it. So, some of you may know that during the early 2000s, end of 90s actually, early 2000s, I went through 2 burnouts, almost consecutive. And towards the end of the second one, I got recommended by my psychologist to do a course for yoga and meditation. So I went, It was every Wednesday afternoon, so I had a nice excuse to leave work. And it was interesting because I had had a girlfriend before who was doing yoga, was meditating, and asked me several times to join. And I was like, not my thing, not my thing. But then when this came, I trusted the psychologist. It was a very kind lady. She reminded me of an aunt of mine, and I trusted her. So I went. And observed all those people in this course, and I was like, okay, this is it's not what I expected. These are people who are I think none of them was actually being able to work. I was already back to work again, and it was confronting to see. And I also realized how on one hand there was no need to be ashamed of where I came from, what I went through, and also being grateful that I hadn't fallen so deep in the hole as they did. So like, okay, let's give it a shot. So I tried. So doing yoga, it was horrible. It was hurting me. The lady was expecting us to do things that, yeah, if you hadn't had been doing yoga like ever, impossible to do those things, was hurting like hell. So okay, that was not my cup of tea. Okay, meditation. Well, she taught us different techniques, and it was so boring, so boring. The 30 minutes, the 60 minutes, the 2 hours. Oh. But there was one. Actually, there were two. One was a 3-minute meditation. 3 minutes, just 3. And that I could do. I could stay still for 3 minutes and try to focus only on my breathing. Try doing that for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 2 hours. Impossible. You get distracted. So I practiced that one, tried the other ones as well, but would fall asleep or could just not do it. And then the second type of meditation was conscious walking, like walking very slow and feeling how you're putting your foot down, and then the next one, and how that was going, how you were feeling. And that was interesting. I could do that for a few minutes. And then I would continue walking, but I would walk slower than usual because I was always walking super fast, passing everyone. When biking super fast, passing everyone, even motorcycles and cars. I mean, in town, of course. And throughout the course, this was the main things I was practicing. I tried all the other things because it was part of the whole course. And then the course was over after 6 weeks, and 6 months later we had a comeback day. But during those 6 months, I was practicing the 3-minute meditation. When I would be at work and my desk was full and I could not focus anymore, I would get up, walk away, enter the bathroom, close the door, and for 3 minutes just sitting and breathing. And I would feel more calm, more relaxed, would come back to my desk, and then I would actually see what I couldn't see before, which was the solution on how to make out of that chaos something structured. And so it worked for me. I kept doing that at home as well. wherever I was, when there was something, I did the breathing, and sometimes even shorter. And so after 6 months, we had the comeback day, almost everyone showed up, and then people started sharing. How were these 6 months? Where were we at that point? None of them had picked up regular life again. They were all still at home, still suffering from the burnout, not being able to focus enough, to be able to have enough focus and concentration to even work part-time. I mean, okay, I think 1 or 2 are working part-time, 2 hours a day or so, but they could not do more. And I was working full-time. And that felt really good. I was having less stress, I was having fun at work, I had gone through the difficult part because it was a new job that I had just started. So at the beginning I was uncomfortable. I had to learn a lot of new things where I had been for 8 years in the same company before. So there I was used to everything. I knew my way, and I was in this new company where nobody knew me. And I knew nothing basically because it was very different work and also utilizing another language than I was used to. So I had to work in Dutch and French, and I was not used to working in French, especially not using the French financial language, because yeah, at school you don't really learn that. When you learn a language, you don't learn a sector specific vocabulary. So it had been challenging, but I was doing fine and I was actually having fun. And I even had my supervisor and my team leader dropping the most challenging cases on my desk, because I enjoyed a good challenge and I could resolve all those issues because I had certain skills that others didn't have. So it was going well, and I was sleeping better. I didn't have digestive problems anymore. I mean, I was getting healthier. A big difference from 6 months before. And of course, it was not only because of the meditation, what I was doing. And so when came my turn to share my experience, I was telling them that I was back to work full time. I really enjoyed it, and my life had changed, both personally and professionally, and I was feeling well. And I also said that I hadn't been doing the 15, 60, 30, 60, 120 minute meditations. I hadn't been doing yoga at all. But I had been doing the 3-minute meditation several times a day. And I shared with them when I was doing it and so. And the lady got upset. The trainer got upset at me. Because I was not doing how she taught us we had to do things. Okay? I looked at her. I looked at the room, and I decided to keep my mouth shut. Out of respect for the others. Because the only thing that I could say is, look around the room and tell me who did pick up his life again. It was only me. None of the others. The others had been practicing things as she had said. And I took that one thing and used it in the way that worked for me. And this is what I want to teach you. This is why I'm recording this video for you. This is why I started sharing the story first. So that you understand that copying other people may not work. There's a very high chance you cannot copy somebody point by point. You need to do things in your way, what works for you. You can get inspired by other people, like I got inspired by what she shared about the meditation. And so I took part of it, edited it a bit to my way, what worked for me, and practiced it. So maybe now you already learned enough and you can stop watching this video and be like, oh, okay, I'll start with 3 minutes meditation. Perfect. Find your unique way of doing it and then do it. The walking meditation, I still do, but slightly different. I go whenever I can, preferably every day, for a walk of at least 1 hour. I walk to the park, and then in the park I walk for an hour, sometimes 2 hours or hour and a half. I connect with nature. What I started adding to these 3-minute meditations is also grounding, which is either energetic, focusing, and then how you let roots out of your feet going to Mother Earth and connecting with Mother Earth, releasing everything that doesn't belong to you anymore, and then sucking up new energy. But you can also go into nature, stand bare feet on the ground, and then you will physically ground, discharge the excess of electromagnetic energy, or put your hand on the grass or on a tree, and the same will happen. And that is very good against inflammation, for example. Any kind of inflammation in your body. And so I do practice the walking. I do practice the grounding, which is by itself also meditation. But I also do lay in a warm bath. Important fact, I now do have a bathroom with a window. If you do not have that, and you depend on a ventilation system that is either not sucking enough humidity out or is making a lot of noise, and that is not very useful. But when I finally had a girlfriend who had a bathtub with a large window at the end of the bathtub, I started meditating in bath. And that's amazing because I would have the fresh air so I could breathe normally, but my body would be submerged in water. And I was using oils at first, but then, yeah, my skin started not to like it so much anymore because many oils have a lot of chemicals in them. So I transitioned to baking soda or bicarbonate, depending on the country where you live, there is a name for it, and put like a few spoons of it or half a teacup in the water, or salt. And now I use magnesium salt because you absorb the best magnesium through the skin, not through pills. And that's good for the skin. The baking soda creates a base water, so that is good for the skin as well. The salt is helping to let out a lot of trash, and you absorb the magnesium. So, but you can also just do simple water. And for me, water is very important. I rejuvenate in water, basically. I not get alive again. I rejuvenate. So swimming is amazing for me. But laying in a bath brings me peace and calm. And then I can meditate for an hour easily because I'm so relaxed. And it can be a meditation in silence, it can be meditation with some music or a guided meditation, and you can find these on my website. I will put a link in the description when watching this on YouTube, where there is a page, and basically I'll put a link directly to where you can fill in your details, and then you get access. It's free. You get access to a page with all my meditations, guided meditations in video, downloadable MP3s, and 1 or 2 PDFs that show you how to breathe, for example. And there is a video on the 3 or 5 minute meditation. The video is a bit longer because I explain things first. But I think that for a 3-minute meditation, you don't need some guidance. You just need to be with yourself and focus on your breathing. Focus on the air going in. And preferably when you breathe in, you expand your belly, not your chest, no, your belly. And then if you can, you breathe in through your nose and you exhale through your mouth. And you follow how the air goes in, push down your lungs and then back up. If you do that for 3 minutes, you will see that your mind will calm down and you will relax. So these are very simple things you can do. If you do not have a bath, I didn't have a bath for many years. Now I'm blessed to have one. But if you don't, you can take a long shower. If you feel not to do that because the environment or the costs, fine. Take a container, fill it up with hot water, put your feet in it. Put some salt, magnesium salt, baking soda, or nothing. And then sit with your feet in it submerged and start breathing. It will help you calm down. If it's hot summer and you really like cold water, yes, you may be like at first like ooh with your feet in cold water, but then I said, It will help your body cool down, but it will also help you calm down. And then you do your breathing. You can do it standing. Standing, preferably bare feet. And if you can do it on the grass or on the soil or on the sand of the beach, or what I did in the Caribbean was amazing. Entering the sea and then up to my belly or something like that, standing there, feeling the waves coming and then going, coming and going. Oh my God, I was feeling the energy coming, the wave of energy. And then when the water was going back, releasing whatever I had to release. It was amazing. Would stand just there like, with open eyes, with closed eyes, doesn't matter. So meditation is about calming down. And the calming down is to reach inner peace, inner calm, to be able to focus better. So, I hope I inspired you. I would say choose what works for you, fine-tune it, adapt it, and please share with me in the comments what are the techniques that you're using now. Or after practicing, how do you do it and what is the effect? I would love to hear from you, because it brings me joy to see other people who find their way to doing it, and maybe you'll inspire me with your story, or you'll inspire somebody else who's reading it, or when I'm working with people and I've read your message, I'll be sharing with them like, well, I know a guy or a woman who is doing it this way, and then they have another way to try, and they'll find their ideal way to do it, and they also will find their inner peace and calm. Because today, making the world a better place for us and for those coming after us is about starting with a better place within us and sharing what we can, contributing to the world. And your contribution can be sharing how you find your inner peace, how you find your calm, how you meditate, how you chant, how you whatever. Not keeping it for yourself. If our teachers at school would have wanted to keep all the knowledge for themselves, we would not have learned anything. Looking forward to hearing from you. And practice regularly. And then see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share.